And there's been some great ones. You have had Titus Bramble, Jason Roberts, Luke Chadwick. Bro, HM5 beat all of them in terms of where he got to. And he wore the captain's armband. And it wasn't, someone's injured, you wear it. He was captain of Manchester United. You have to respect the finesse, bruv. This guy is better than the Nigerians doing 419s, bruv. That is how good HM5 is. But realistically, all jokes aside, bro, his legacy is nothing at this club. He won't be remembered. He'll be remembered by opposition fans for all that he done for the opposition teams when he was on the football field. But in terms of Manchester United, nobody is going to remember this guy. He's not a legend. He's not even a cult hero. He's just a guy that got to Manchester United. I think people remember Quinton Fortune more than they'll remember Harry Maguire.
My expectation personally, we are winning one of the big two. We're getting the Champions League. We're getting the league. We'll win the FA Cup and the League Cup. I want it all. I want the Euros in the summer. I want the Championship. I want League Two. I want the Ryman Premier League. I want the Scottish Premier League. I want the Kazakhstan First Division. I want it all this year because I'm coming with chest this year. I don't care. For 20 years, you guys have kept my people down. You guys have kept my people down for 20 long years.
You guys!
We've been suffering. We've been marching. We shall not be found.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yes, people, another edition of Knightz Roundtable Discussions where we discuss all sports all the time. People, look who's back. He's been MIA. He's been missing in action. When Arsenal bottled the league, we couldn't find him nowhere. Yeah, he was there saying work commitments was the word he was using. Work commitments. But people, the truth is back. What are you telling me, fam?
Fam, I'm more than back, fam. I'm back and I bought some friends, fam. I bought some friends. I bought rice for the party. I bought timber. I bought Kai.
Man said Kai.
Yes, fam. Yes, fam. I am. And just a little taste of some paella. Yeah, Raya coming soon. Bam. I bought some guns. We're ready to go to war. This year it's all about chess this year. I'm getting revenge. Oh, we get into it.
People, listen. It's good to have the truth back. It's been a minute. It has been a minute. And we're always happy to have the truth back. I think people kind of getting fed up of seeing me and ST all the time, bruv. They were like, I had people ask me, where's the truth gone, bruv? I remember my niece who can't stand you, bruv, was like, where's the truth gone, bruv?
Why?
Because she's an Arsenal fan. She's an Arsenal fan as well. She's like, I hate the truth.
She can't stand the truth. That's what she can't stand. The truth hurts. That's why. The truth hurts. I get it. The truth hurts.
But people, listen, the truth is back. Listen, it's another 40 chat. As I said to you, we were coming back. It was supposed to be a United talk. That's what I said in the last poddy. Unfortunately, ST couldn't come back. But listen, we got the truth here. So we finally got an Arsenal fan. So we can actually ask an Arsenal fan what is going on instead of Tooth just absolutely destroying Arsenal and everything that happened last season. So we're going to get into it when we're talking. It's going to be main talk is going to be Arsenal and United in this one, people. But listen, as usual, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up, get the subscriptions up. As I say all the time, share. We are here. And don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. Before we get into the main event, bro, like, it's been a crazy day. I can't believe I woke up and saw in the group chat Liverpool are getting Caicedo 111 million.
Fam, you woke up. I stayed up all through the night, like thinking. This was like mad. This like news channel, like at the night you're just waiting for the next headline. I was staying up. We were discussing it in the groups all night. Like, wait, what's going on? Liverpool are in, and then I'm thinking to wake up saying the it's been done, and then you're finding out what? No, Caicedo said, "F Liverpool, fam. I hate that. I hate the Scouse language up there. I'm staying in London." Like, he's like, "Nah, I can't go up there with them council flats and all that stuff." He said, "Nah, I'm staying here in, I'm staying here in London, but I ain't going up there. Forget Jamie Carragher and all that nonsense. Man. I'm staying here." Yeah, it's been a mad one.
It's crazy. I mean, as people, if you don't know what's going on, overnight there was a bidding war. It was like an auction basically for Caicedo. Liverpool came out on top, putting £111 million bidding. It got accepted. This morning, Klopp was in a press conference, said, "Yep, it's been accepted. I'm going to talk to Caicedo." Caicedo then turned around and said, "I'm not going." He's like, "I don't want to go to Liverpool. I'm not here for it. I made a commitment to Chelsea. I'm going to honour that." Chelsea then come back and said that they want to put in, well, Chelsea put in a bid overnight as well, which was 100 million, but obviously got outbid by Liverpool and Brighton accepted. But now Caicedo's like, "Nah, I'm not going to Liverpool. I'm going to Chelsea." Now we're hearing Chelsea are putting £115 million bid for Caicedo after Cooking with Rash said it was going to be 80. Like, bro, it's crazy. And then the Lavia situation, Chelsea are trying to get Lavia as well. So and that's a separate deal. Offered 48, Southampton, got rejected. Southampton want 50. Liverpool are still in talks with Lavia. Liverpool saying they're going to pull out of the Caicedo deal. And then the whole Sugarcane situation. Sugarcane, the bid was accepted yesterday. Overnight, it said, "Yep, cool, everything's sorted." Sugarcane gets the Stansted. Daniel Levy says, "Nope, you ain't going yet. I just saw Caicedo go for 111 million. We need to sort out some other finer details." Sugarcane goes back to his yard, sitting there waiting. Everyone thinks the deal is going to fall through. Then Bayern Munich come out and say, "Levy, relax. We got it sorted." Gets it through the door. Sugarcane now in Germany to do his medical before his move to Bayern Munich. And to this day, people still don't believe it's going to happen. People still don't believe it's going to happen. It's been a crazy day, but true. And just a small piece, but the Caicedo, crazy. Because for two reasons. One, it was like, where did Liverpool get this money from all of a sudden? And two, how are Chelsea still spending this money? Like, it's crazy. Talk to me, bro.
But like, okay, so first of all, let's be real. Caicedo, whatever team is paying the money for him, they're getting bumped. Because I know people are saying Declan Rice, whatever.
105, yeah. English tax, though.
Exactly. English tax is real. And we're talking about a guy that led his team to a trophy. We're talking about the captain. He was worth 100 mil to us. Yeah, it's that simple. His leadership ability, the fact that he was captain of West Ham, like that's why he was 100 mil. I don't get why we are calling Caicedo 100 mil. I don't know where Brighton are getting that from, saying, "Oh, because Rice got sold for this much thing." So let's put that first. And then, okay, so it goes a bit deeper though, in terms of Chelsea, because what it is, Chelsea are messing around with Brighton.
Yeah.
So that's why Brighton are so stubborn saying 100 million, because they know that Chelsea are really in for him. So they're like, "Oh, I can't remember what they did. There's something that they did to, Colwell. Obviously, Brighton wanted Colwell. So they're like, put Colwell in and then we'll make it, we'll make the deal for you a lot sweeter." Chelsea were like, "Nope, they're not even entertaining it. F this, gonna give Colwell a new bill. He's not moving, blah, blah, blah." Okay, so that pissed Brighton off. So Brighton's like, "You know what, fine, you want to play a bam, gonna go up the thingy." And then they've taken Sanchez. They're like, "Oh, that was sweetening up everything. Maybe they're cool now." But that wasn't it. So Tyler Adams, isn't it?
Yeah, from Leeds, yeah.
Yeah. So apparently that was on a Brighton shortlist, actually. And then Chelsea went to go, yeah, exactly. So Chelsea went to go buy him. And then it's like, now Brighton are pissed off. And then I find Liverpool coming in, straight up, say thingy, say whatever. So and then, but also that deal would have been done Like the Liverpool Caicedo, that would have been done, but Caicedo's like, no, I hate Scousland. I ain't going up there. I'm staying in London. We've talked about it. I'm staying in London. So that puts Brighton in a weird position where it's untenable for him to stay because what's his name? The manager, the Derby has already said he's forgotten about things. So that relationship is dead. So they just want to get rid of him now. So that's forced Chelsea's hand, where Chelsea now have to put up the funds, which is 110 plus or whatever. 110 plus to get Caicedo now. And they have to get him. But I don't know where they're putting the money out from, but money is not invisible. You can't do anything. So they pulled out of the Tyler Adams deal. That's now
crazy.
Dead in the water. I don't know what's going to happen with that. Which is ridiculous because it was literally little personal details left to just do.
He just needs to sign. He did his medical.
Yeah, everything was done. It was literally just little personal. Fam, he's already signed a lot of the papers. Like they just, as soon as the headline came in, he was about to put his name down. They took the papers, took it away from when he's about to sign his last dot, and they said, nope, it's not finished. So that deal's dead in the water. I don't know how they could afford to do 50 million for Lavia and do the 100 plus for Caicedo. These guys are trying to say they're going to pay over 20 years. They're going to pay 1p up front, and then they're going to pay 2p tomorrow, and then 3p on Sunday. Like it's crazy. It's madness. It's just been a roller coaster. But even now, we don't even know which way it's going to go, because what Chelsea are doing, they're trying to put a bundle together because Brighton want a certain amount up front.
Yeah. They're not going to get away with this 8-year death row contract.
Chelsea are not going to go with this Enzo type deal where they pay 30 million and then over 6 years or 6 installments pay whatever. No, this has to be done in a certain way. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's mad, and it's gonna go on, people. Like, Truth, quickly, how must Liverpool feel now, bruv? They must feel like dickheads, fam. For two reasons. One, because obviously Caicedo said he doesn't want to come. But now, if they go in for Lavia, Southampton are going to be like, well, hold on a minute. You just pulled 111 million out of nowhere, bruv. So you can't be trying to do this Bandulu deal now where you're trying to take man for like 12 million pounds, bruv. They might put it up to 60 million and just start a bidding war with Chelsea.
Yeah, it's dangerous. Like normally it's Arsenal getting bumped like this. So it's
United as well.
That's what I'm saying. It's fun to actually watch on the outside in for once. Liverpool, they played. I don't know what the end goal is. The joke is they've gone from almost signing Caicedo and being in a title challenge to not getting anybody, and you're thinking,
Could you imagine they miss out on Caicedo and Lavia? Like,
I don't know where they got. Like, there's options out there, but you're thinking those are your prime targets. And me personally, I don't think Lavia is even ready for the big.
Not week in, week out. Not week in, week out.
Not what he has to do. He's a good player, but he needs the education. At the moment, it's just energy. Caicedo gives you a little bit more. He's like a miniature Kante, but I say better on the ball. I don't know if he's got Kante's IQ, but he's definitely in that mode that he's going to definitely make a difference. Lavia, just a lot of energy right now. As you saw Southampton, there's a reason they got relegated. He played how many games? The reason he got relegated, even though he was in the team. If it was world class, he wouldn't. They would not got relegated. Like, world class players save you from that kind of stuff, like relegation. So that's that. So yeah, Liverpool are going to be feeling a bit sore. The good thing, there's still time. It's not like it's deadline day.
I think it's still 3 weeks left or something like that.
Yeah.
So
as you mentioned, teams are going to be like, wait, what? You're bidding 40 million for my man, and yet you bid 100. Nah, give me 70 mil because I know you have it. So
Liverpool. That's the problem now for Liverpool. Liverpool in a United situation where it's like, you got money in it. So now anyone that they go, and you're desperate. See, this is what I'm saying. The whole thing. United been doing this for like 5 years, bro. Where it's desperate times, and they'll be like, your 20 million pound player all of a sudden becomes a 70 million pound player, it's like Liverpool got to deal with it now, bro, because they showed their hand, and unfortunately, Caicedo said, "Fuck him, like I'm not going all the way up north, bro. It's cold up there." He's like, "I'm staying down south." So you hit me, but listen, we'll see what happens in terms of sugarcane. Obviously, leaving Spurs, like Spurs are done now, innit? So is what it is. Spurs are no longer.
I don't think so. I think this was the best thing. This was the best case scenario for Spurs all round. The worst thing was Harry Kane staying and next year going to a Chelsea, going to a Man United. They've now got 100 mil kitty to play with.
To spend on who?
Yeah, that's the thing. It is on who, but the thing is they can spend it. The option is there now.
Well, actually, technically, probably can't, because Levy being Levy with no Europe, he'll probably be saying, "Yeah, we need that for the stadium." So,
hey, there'll be riots. You know, this guy might say, "Yeah, you know what? We got 100 mil. We're gonna, 10 mil for Jamie Vardy or something." Some man just like that. Nah, he has to spend that.
well, and who got like? I was talking to one of my boys at work today, and I was like, realistically, obviously, I don't know about the rest of Europe. I'm thinking Premier League, like players that would actually go there. You're looking at Ferguson from Brighton, potentially. He's got potential to be good. You're looking at Ollie Watkins from Villa. But again, it's like, why would you leave Villa to go to Tottenham?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then I was just like, and then you're looking at like Calvin Lucy.
Ferguson isn't bad. Ferguson, like in the mold of Harry Kane, Ferguson could be that player if they sign him. But the way Brighton are going, you'll end up going to pay that whole 100 mil for a player that's unproven. So do you even want to go there? That's what you want to think. There's a player that I know they're trying to sign actually in Europe. I can't remember his name. For the life of me. But yeah, they're trying to sign him. We're just trying to do. There's a few options out there. Nothing of the likes of Harry Kane though. Nothing of the likes of Harry Kane.
And they won't get that. Spurs won't get that. They're going to be relying on Richarlison and whoever else they bring in.
This is the stupidity though. Again, the season starts for them this weekend. Yeah,
Tomorrow.
They've waited until the season
Sunday.
started. They've been playing all pre-season around Harry Kane. Postecoglou has been playing with Harry Kane, even though he's come and said today Harry Kane wasn't staying. For me,
he said on day one, Harry Kane said he's going.
Leave him at home. Let him train with the under 21s. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous that now you've been playing your whole preseason with this guy. You built your team around him, and now he's gone. Like, you've literally something just a mess from top down, man. Like, but I do believe that they've got enough good players in the squad that if they invest 100 mil well, they can fight for Conference League.
But anyway, we'll move away from the transfer window and Spurs and how rubbish they are and King going and whatnot. This is not what the people are here for. The people want to hear from you. Arsenal, obviously, last season ended in disappointment. I have to point out there, people, the truth at no point said Arsenal were going to win the league, which is fair. He never said it. He categorically denied that Arsenal were going to win the league. We know that. And obviously, STA and Tooth enjoyed watching Arsenal's demise last season. But truth, this season, obviously, you mentioned it, the signings that you made, Declan Rice, Timber, Kai Havertz, David Raya, who's a good signing as well. What's your expectations this season? Obviously, finishing second, it ended in disappointment, but when you dress it down and look at the overall, it's a fantastic achievement considering where you were to where you are now. So is this now the stage where in which, because we know as much as you praised Arteta for the good things that he's done, you've always been on his case, is this season the season where he has to win the league? Is this it? Is this the time? Is it now or never for him? If he doesn't do it now, is he out the door for you this season? Like, what's the expectation for Arsenal this season?
Okay, first of all, I won't be like we must win the league like some people are saying, because Man City are still around. But we must win a trophy. That is the be and end all. It has to be a trophy. There has to be a title challenge. Okay. And my expectation personally, we are winning one of the big two. We're getting the Champions League, we're getting the league, we'll win the FA Cup and the League Cup. I want it all. I want the Euros in the summer. I want the Championship. I want League Two. I want the Ryman Premier League. I want the Scottish Premier League. I want the Kazakhstan First Division. I want it all this year because I'm coming with chest this year. I don't care. For 20 years, you guys have kept my people down. You guys have kept my people down for 20 long years.
You guys.
We've been suffering. We've been marching. We shall not be, fam. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. We shall overcome. We're going to overcome, fam. We are ready this year. I've kept quiet for 20 years because I know that we haven't been ready. Even in those seasons like 08, 14, 16, where we weren't favourites, apart from 16, where we just bottled the job. Even last year, I knew we weren't ready. I think it was just a shock. There were better teams than us. But this year, we've got the guns to go toe to toe with those big teams. We have to do it. We have to do it. I can't say anything about this team where something is lacking. Like what's lacking? We've got experience now being in a title race. There's people that's been here that's won trophies. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Arteta's got the experience. He's got no excuse now. We've got the weaponry. Okay, we've got one of the best defense. Saliba, Gabriel, Timber, White, the best defense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, midfield.
Not the seaside Senderos, not him.
No, don't disrespect him, fam.
No, the seaside Senderos.
I don't even like him as a right back, but when I see him right back, I can't say anything because.
Do you know what? No one takes him. Do you know what? He did well last season at right back, but that's because not many people took him on.
Even against Man City, fam, I'm the first. I thought Timber was going to replace him. I honestly thought, but watching him, I'm watching him play. I can't justify.
I think he will. I think Timber will eventually, though. When Zinchenko's back, I think he will.
I think that's too much. That's too, because they're both going to play inverted, and that's going to leave us too open unless they're a little bit smart with it. But me, it's like if you put Rice there, even in a big game, I won't feel nervous about it. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm happy for him to be in the team. Midfield, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, all day. I don't think I'll take that over Man City's. I'll take it over Rodri. Who else do they have? Kovacic.
Yeah, Kovacic, KDB.
Yeah, I'll take it over that. Like, don't get me wrong, KDB's a better player than Odegaard, but he's going to be injury prone. You know, he's fat. His motivation ain't there this year. Rodri, I hate that guy. He's a scumbag.
Bro, he's great, bro. He's great.
I know, because he's a scumbag though, so I hate him. And Kovacic, I don't rate like that. Like, you know, I know he's one of the best ball carriers in the league, but I don't rate like that. You can bypass Kovacic easily. But don't get me wrong, he's a good player. But I'll take the leadership of Rice. I'll take the athleticism of Partey. Partey being dynamic. I'll take Odegaard in that Community Shield was oozing quality all over the pitch. I think, remember, he brought the ball down, he killed Kovacic in his tracks, fam. So give me that all day. Up front, the options that we have is ridiculous. I think the only team with more options is Liverpool. Like, the only team more options up front is Liverpool. Saka, Jesus, Martinelli. Then you got Havertz as an option to go long. He is 6'3", 6'4". I know he's kind of a soft touch, but he does give us the option to cross balls into the box. We got Smith Rowe. Don't get me started with Lionel Trossard. That guy is a beast. Like, he's too much. Who have I forgotten? I know I've forgotten somebody.
That's it. That's your front. Martinelli.
Yeah, so the joke, I don't even mention him, but if we need someone to flip in kitman or something. We could just call Nketiah to get water for people. That's fine. Nelson is still there. And like, if nobody signs him, ball of guns, fam. Like, if no one signs him, we got ball of guns. We got options all round. So we're there. Like, I can't go into my shell and be like, oh, we're not gonna win the league, or we're just going for top 4. No, I'm coming with chess this year. This year is all about the chess. I want it all. Let's go and take it. Like, I haven't felt this good about our squad since 2004. So nah, I'm not having Arsenal fans being like, oh, we're second favourites, oh, we're not going for the league, oh, we're just going to do as well. No, we're going number 1. That's it.
Look, I believe that you lot have a great chance. You have the right to feel optimistic about your chances. You're 100%. You're right. One of the best defenses. Obviously, bringing Raya in on loan with Ramsdale, they're gonna push each other to the max. Your midfield is solid. I still question your goals. I still question the amount of goals that you lot are going to get, especially in the important situations. Gabriel Jesus doesn't get enough. Kai Havertz, even though I think actually Kai Havertz is actually going to be better in your team than he was at Chelsea, I still don't think he's built for the Premier League. I could be proven wrong. I think Arteta will get the best out of him, but I just still don't think it will be enough in the Premier League. Like Trossard.
We scored 88 goals last year with Jesus missing 3-4 months.
But Jesus for me isn't the goal scorer that you need. I think you lot need an out-and-out goal scorer. And I think that's the missing. I think if you lot had an out-and-out goal scorer, yes, City are always going to be there, and I 100% get that. But I think if you lot had an out-and-out goal scorer, I would say any slip from City, it's you lots, no argument. And I think that would be a difference. I think if you took, I know it will never happen, but if you took Sugarcane and put him in your team, you go toe-to-toe with City to the end of the season. It's down to the last day, and it's whoever blinks first. That's how much I think that a goal scorer is needed in your team. Apart from that, I think you got all bases covered. I know you were one of your biggest gripes, apart from the mentality, was the depth of your squad last season as well. And I think with the signings that you lot have made, I think that you've covered all bases. I just wish, well, not wish, because I don't want you lot to do better than us, but from an Arsenal perspective, I just wish you lot would have tried to get a goal scorer instead of bringing in Kai Havertz. That's just me. That's just me.
I genuinely agree with that sentiment as well. Like, if we went out and got a striker, I think that would have been better than Havertz. But that being said, I'm not going to get away with the fact that we scored 88 goals last season. Yeah. And as a collective, the whole point is that we are going to get goals from all over the pitch. But I do know what you're saying. Maybe you're probably looking at what game am I looking at? You're probably looking at the Liverpool game last season, and you're saying if we had a out-and-out goal scorer,
that game would have been done at half time
before they came back. Same thing with West Ham. Same thing with
Southampton. Yeah,
if we had out-and-out goal scorer, the chances that we created, boom, those games are out of sight. So I do get that sentiment, and that I think is our weakness. But we have to overcome that by getting goals from the likes of by Martinelli again, Jesus getting 10, Odegaard getting 10, Saka getting 10. Now Havertz has to get some goals. I'm looking between 8 and 10 goals for him. Trossard's going to give you 5 to 6 goals.
Yeah, more than that. As long as he starts, because I don't see what Arteta sees. Because for me, Trossard has to start. I don't know. Is it because of the balance, or but for me, Trossard has to start. He's that much of a baller.
No, he is. He is a baller, but he's a luxury baller where we need to be controlling the ball for the entire game to not have Trossard's weakness show up or be chasing the game. What we can't do, because defensively, he's not ready to do the work that everyone else is willing to do. and he's so good on the ball that he knows it. So he saves his energy, just like Mbappe. Mbappe saves his energy to be on the ball because he's so explosive, because he's got so much trick. He can't really waste that by closing down, running down. And that's very important for us, especially in the first half of game, to really impose ourselves. So I see why he's not playing. I get it. I honestly get it. Yeah, I get why he's not playing. And some games he will get his start, because some games we're just going to dictate the ball regardless, and we don't need to be pushing like that. But most games, Trossard would definitely be coming off the bench, and I'm okay with that.
No, it's a fair point. Look, we look at your first games. You got Forest at home, Palace away, Fulham at home, United at home, Everton away, and then you got the North London derby at home. I mean, that's your first 6 games in the league. Realistically, I think from an Arsenal perspective, realistically, you should be looking at maximum points from all those games.
18 easy. 18 easy. Man United. Now I'm not even taking a draw for the Man United game. I won all dubs. There's no team in there where we should be like, oh, there's no fear that I have of any of those teams that they could stop us in terms of doing what we need to do. If it was Man United at Old Trafford, I know that Ten Hag would come up with something.
Yeah, which is different. Yeah.
And the crowd would play an effect, but none of those games I look at and be like, oh, we should drop points. Even if we go 1-0 down, like, I think we just got too much firepower to not win those games early in the season. Late in the season is a different story because the pressure starts building. The mentality comes into play. But the start of the season is literally going out, doing what we need to do, and getting the job done.
Not 100%. But look, it's all well and good. It's been a great transfer window. We're practically here now in terms of the season. How much pressure is on Arteta this season? Because I know you have high expectations, but the pressure ramps up because you were there till the end of March. Officially, you were there till the end of March, right? So there's an expectation now of Arteta. So first of all, how much pressure is on him? And second of all, Truth, if he doesn't win anything this season, are you willing to persevere with him staying for another one? Or is it you've taken us far enough and we need to move on?
There's massive pressure on him, but he knows this. He knows there's massive pressure on him. Like, he doesn't need anyone else to say it. As a competitor as he is, and the drive he has to win, he knows, considering what happened last year, that knowing what happened last year, considering what we've done, like, there's no point of all that we've done if, as of this stage, we're not gonna go and fight for the big trophies. We've, like, there's no excuse. There's literally zero excuse for you. You've got the money. You've had the money. You spent over 500 between 400 and 500 million. Yeah, you spent that amount. You've got the players that you want. You've got one of the most expensive, teams in terms of our ability in the entire world. I think only like third behind Man City and Madrid. I think it's even more expensive just based on the youth, the age, and how much these players are actually worth than City. I think only behind Madrid are probably worth a tad bit more.
Yeah.
Up there. So there's no excuse. So that brings pressure. That means you have to now go and bring home the tangibles. And as a fan base, that's what we should expect as well. There's no point. There's no point no more. It's been 20 years. Yeah. Let's go out and do what we need to do. We've waited long enough. Don't get me wrong, getting the first trophy is important. I want to see that League Cup in February. Yeah. I want to see that League Cup in February, because that is going to be the catalyst for us to go on and win the rest, as all the great managers have done before. We need to go get that League Cup in February, and then go get the Champions League in May, because it's in Wembley. We don't lose there, and that's what we need to. That's what we need to do. If he doesn't win anything this year, it's a hard one because he built this.
Yeah.
He built it. He's been the catalyst. him and Edzo have been the catalyst for where we are right now. Even though I would say to move on, I think he would deserve one more chance to see what he can do with his own creation. If this wasn't his creation, he should be gone.
Yeah.
But I think because he's created this right here, the team that we're in, the level that we're at, even this, if he fails this season, this will be his first big failure. I don't count last season as a failure because no one was expecting us to be there.
Yeah, but you spent 90% of the time at the top.
No,
I think in some aspects it has to be seen as no. I think I said it on the poddy that we did for the end of the season. Tooth and ST were like, it's failure. I said it was the disappointment because you spent so much time at the top and to let it go. I know there was no expectation, but it's still disappointing because you were at the top for so long.
But that's what it is. It's disappointing. It's not a failure because a failure implies.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I never called it a failure, but a lot of people call it a failure. Whereas I say it's a disappointment because I'm realistic with it in terms of where you were and what you were up against.
Yeah, people are just very quick to get the bants going, and then it's got so far that people just want bants instead of just actually being realistic. Because what happens when people aren't realistic, they start getting extreme in certain views and stuff. I'm not Arteta's biggest fan when it comes to team management in terms of managing the expectation, managing the mentality, which is very important. But as a realist, I know the title wasn't the expectation. It was not the expectation.
Yeah, it was top four.
It was top four. It was being competitive. And we lost to a team that won the treble. That's going to go down to one of the greatest teams in the world. That's just signed probably the best striker in the world right now in Haaland. It is stupid for me to be like, oh, last year was a failure, because it's a stepping stone to where we should be now. If we fail to win something this year, it would be a failure. That would be a failure, because our goal right now is to win the big trophies, okay, and challenge. So if we don't win anything, then that would be a massive failure. But he's only allowed one. And he'll only get until next year, if we fail the season, next year, December, to prove that he can win something.
No, which is a fair point. I think when you look at the general consensus, a lot of people are saying it's between yourselves and City in the league. Did the poddy with ST and Tooth. I think Tooth had you 5th. I think ST had you 2nd. I had you 3rd.
Third behind
who?
Third behind who?
I said if Liverpool fix their midfield, I think they'll win the league this season.
No, we can't do ifs.
No. I know. When I did the top 6,
they win the league.
My words were, if Liverpool fix their midfield, they'll win the league. I didn't say it with chest. I said it could go. These are my exact words. I said Liverpool first, City 2nd, Arsenal 3rd. That's what I said. And I said to Tooth and ST, I was like, obviously this is midfield dependent, but I said that if City have a wobble, and because of all the exertions of winning the treble last season, I think that Liverpool have the manager, the mentality, and the firepower to take it away from them. Those were my words. But if their midfield stays the same as it is now, then I don't give them a chance in hell. That's what I said. But I said with chest, no chance. I said City could easily go and win the league again. But I did say Arsenal will be there till about the end of April, and then they'll end up finishing 3rd, in my opinion. But it is what it is. Where if Tooth was just on a mad one, bro, he just put you lot 5th because of hatred. And ST obviously put you lot 2nd. So
yeah.
But
I don't think Liverpool, I know you're saying they got the manager, but they don't have the mentality, because you're saying The mentality came from the likes of your Fabinhos, your Wijnaldums, your Jordan Henderson. They've lost that. They've got to go gain that mentality again. As we saw with Salah, he's not a leader. Van Dijk is past it. Trent is, we know Trent is Trent.
We said Trent is Trent.
Yeah, Robertson hasn't been the same player. Like, they don't have the same mentality. Klopp has to build again. I think they are building again, and you're forgetting that they're in Europa League.
Yeah. So I think earlier in what I said, yeah, if he takes the Europa League seriously, then they're going to be in problems because you can't do both. You can't be doing the Thursday, Sunday all the time.
Even if you don't, like doing the Thursday, Sunday at the start of the season is frustrating because you don't have enough time in between Thursday and Sunday to get what you want. Like I don't know how we done it last year. We got away with it, but then it had enough towards the end of the season.
Yeah,
because of the exertion. That's where they started to feel. That's where the injuries start to come from. So it's like you can't not focus on it because what happens? You go play Thursday, you go to flipping Dynamo, Kiev or whatever, or Kazakhstan or whatever, and then you're like, you travel back, and it's Friday, afternoon, and then you get 1 day's rest, no training, and then you're literally playing on Sunday. And Liverpool aren't used to that. Remember, they've been playing Champions League football all this time.
No, it's true. It's true.
They used to Tuesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday. So doing the Tuesday thing is not going to be good. I don't see them having a chance, to be honest.
No, listen, it's fair. Listen, everyone's entitled to their opinion and what they see. I see it differently to everybody else. But if Arteta were to finish third and not win a trophy, where do we go from there as Arsenal? Because that's two things. That's you didn't do enough in the league, and then to not win anything as well, and being in the Champions League and to still not win anything. That's got to be poor. Because I can't see you lot finishing outside of the top four. So we got to look at it as is third and not win anything enough to move on from Arteta.
Okay. So for me, what would make me move on is if we finish outside top four.
I don't see it. Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I think anything inside top four, he's allowed that one failure, and then next season, that's where it's either it's do or die. It's do or die, and then we move on from there. I think that's it. So as I said, I'm giving him that leeway because this is his creation. He deserves the time. I'm all about time. As a coach myself, I'm all about time. I'm all about second chances. I'm all about that because let's be real. Ferguson didn't win much between 2003 and 2006.
Yeah, so 3, 4, 4, 5, and 5, 6. We didn't win anything.
Yeah, like one League Cup, one FA Cup in 2004.
Yeah.
Compared where thing was, we can't be extreme and be like, oh, let's sack him. See what you can do. I know we're in a sacking culture, but we're trying to get away from that. Liverpool are trying to get away from that. All credit to them. They've given Klopp another chance. They let build it, and that for me, that's football. That's your football. You created something. You built something. You should be allowed to fail, and then come back. That is sport in general. You should be allowed to fail. Like just like all our basketball heroes and whatnot. They've failed before, and the whole point of that, how they've reacted to failure, they've come back and succeeded while they failed. And that's sports. Like, you can't be doing this, oh, Chelsea madness, oh, you haven't won nothing for 6 months, you're sacked. Now, let's get out of the picture, man.
Nah, I hear that. And listen, people, look, at the end of the day, Arsenal put themselves in a perfect position to go for the league. The truth coming with the Champions League. Behave.
But we are winning one of the big two this year. Champions League League. I'm saying
Champions
it here.
League. So that means you're winning the league then, because you're not winning the Champions League. You haven't been in it for like what 7 years or whatever it is.
Who's there to be scared of Champions League? What, Barcelona? No, give me a break.
Madrid.
Okay,
City.
obviously the Madrid and City. Who else?
Bayern with Kane would be a problem for anybody.
Bayern, yeah.
I'm not saying that they'll win it, but there'll be a problem for anybody.
Bam, I'm not scared of Bayern.
And bear in mind, Sugar Kane loves playing you lot as well.
Because Kane is gonna go there, and then all of a sudden there's gonna be no trick. Could you imagine if they don't win nothing for it? Bam, if they don't win nothing in his first season, he might as well retire, man. He should just retire.
Man said he's gonna bring the Tottenham guys to Bayern Munich.
There's a clause in the contract that Bayern put in that if they don't win anything this season, they're gonna ship him back to Tottenham. First class. Don't come back.
Nah, I'd say those three. Especially your record against Bayern isn't great either. But
yeah, we're coming for them. Bam, I've got chest. Bam, we're coming for them this year. No way. I don't care. We're gonna get revenge on all those teams that took advantage of during those Wenger years. Bayern, Barcelona. Who else? I can't remember who beat us. Who used to beat us back then?
AC beat you as well at one point. Yeah. AC. Remember when they didn't? I think they didn't water the grass or something. In their home ground or something like that.
Sorry, we'll smoke them. We're ready for them this year, man. Don't worry. We're there.
Listen, people, look, the truth is very, very confident. We're going to see what happens with Arsenal. Look, we wanted the Arsenal reaction for a long time. We've got it. They're saying they're doing it. They're saying they're doing the quintuple. They're going to include the Charity Shield as well. They're saying they got one in the bank already. There's 4 more to go.
Let's go.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens with Arsenal, people. It's gonna be exciting times. Yeah. Oh.
I'm here. Don't worry.
This guy knocked off the screen. I was like, "What's going on?" I thought the internet was bugging. Obviously, in the last party, we didn't really get a chance to touch on United truth. So, fire away with your questions.
United. First of all, just before we start off, expectations before anything else. I just want to hear expectations.
We overachieved last season. We were ahead of schedule last season in terms of finishing third. Not in terms of winning a trophy. We needed to win a trophy, albeit the League Cup. And I know everyone will say it's only the League Cup, but we went 5 years without winning something. So we just needed to get a legitimate trophy through the door. But in terms of our league position, I think we overachieved. I think I was looking at 6th or 7th last season. This season, I think that top 4 is the minimum requirement. And we have to be looking to, I know we got to 2 finals, won the League Cup, but the next is for me, it's top 4 and FA Cup. That's the minimum requirement this season. It's a minimum. Yeah, it's a minimum requirement. We can't not. Yeah, top 4 and FA Cup is the minimum requirement this season. I can't accept finishing outside the top 4, and I can't accept winning the League Cup again. It's not good enough. But at the same time, we are nowhere near good enough, or nowhere near Arsenal and City to be challenging for the league. So it's going to be one.
Shouldn't your thing would just be to consolidate top 4 then? And if you get a trophy run, then you get it, because what I'm saying is that I don't think, as much as you guys are Man United, I think that culture needs a little bit of a adaptation to it, where it's like, let's get back to that mentality of being a top club, because you're trying to say you're not good enough to win the Champions League yet. Is that correct?
No. So being back in the Champions League is great for us, and obviously getting out of the groups is a minimum requirement. But we can't. The 3 teams that I mentioned, and there's probably a couple others that are better than us as well. So the Champions League run would be get out of the group stage and then see what happens from there, because anything can happen. But I think the main focus is top 4 again, has to be. And FA Cup, we need another trophy. We have to win something else. So
See, I don't think a trophy is as important to you guys this season more than consolidating top four. The reason I say this is that because while you guys have a very good manager, watching pre-season, I'm just like so iffy about you guys because I think your team is on the level of Chelsea, is of the level of Liverpool. I think Newcastle can push you very hard. I think you're just in that group outside Arsenal and City where you are battling for top four. So it's like you guys getting top four will go a long way to next year getting you to where you need to be. I think if you focus on getting a trophy, that might actually distract you a lot more than last year, because last year, you have to remember, last year happened because City were off, Chelsea were off, Liverpool were well off, and Tottenham were off. That's not happening again this year. In fact, it's been added to because Newcastle are there.
Yeah.
You know? So I think you guys consolidating top four would actually be a very, very good season for you guys. I know you want trophies, but after winning the League Cup last season, I don't know how much going back to Wembley for the FA Cup would be an achievement for you. Yeah, it'd be fun. It's a nice day out at Wembley, but
I think it's the next step for us. As I said, in terms of the league, we aren't in the bracket and challenging. So it's like top four is the main objective. That is the main objective. But also, if we could bring an FA Cup home, it's like, all right, cool. Well, it's not the League Cup. You can't take the piss out of the FA Cup. FA Cup is there. It's the one. It's one out of the two trophies that we can realistically win. At the end of the day, it is about winning trophies. So don't get me wrong. I don't want it to be at the detriment of top four. So if we have to say, do you know what, FA Cup's causing too much of a problem, we need to focus on top four because we're outside the top four. If we're outside the top four in March, forget it. But my whole thing is that we should be there or thereabouts, and we should be able to do both, because realistically by March, April, I won't expect us to be in the Champions League. I won't expect us to be in the title race either. So you're literally it's just that in itself. Well, it depends on what Chelsea does. If they get Caicedo, it changes the dynamic of the whole situation. But at this moment now, with the Chelsea's team how it is, I don't see them as a threat to us. I don't see Tottenham as a threat to us. Liverpool, I think, are ahead of us. And I think once they fix that midfield with the attacking talent that they've got, they're ahead of us compared to ours. And I think Newcastle are really going to struggle this season. I think they're really going to struggle this season in terms of juggling the Champions League and the Premier League without the major signings that people may have thought they would have gotten. So I'm not dismissing them, but I'm saying we should be doing better than them. I mean, if Chelsea then bring in Caicedo and Lavia with Poch, it changes it. And then I say, do you know what? All right, cool. Chelsea are on that level. But I think the other teams that I mentioned, we should be dealing with them. It's just a case of, I think that Liverpool, Arsenal, and City are ahead of us, and we're not going to catch them. So I think you're going to have 3-4 teams fighting for that fourth place. But I think we're ahead of the rest.
So that's a perfect segue. That's why I wanted to get into that before we get into the squad. Onana's been brought in. Your boy Mason Mount has been brought in. MM10, M&M, M&M10s. What do you call it? What's his name?
Haaland.
Erling Haaland has been brought in. Haaland has been brought in. So I have I've forgotten one.
No, that's it. Johnny Evans.
Johnny Evans. And if you guys get enough sales, I expect Amrabat to be brought in, and I think you guys do need. That's good business. Like those 4 signings, but I'm finding it hard to just like really evaluate United yet, because MM10, I'm not sure. He's just like the same with Havertz. You're not sure. I wasn't impressed by him in pre-season. I know he does a lot of running, but it's like, is he what United need to get to a certain level?
Nope.
Don't get me wrong, I believe in Ten Hag and I know why he wants him, and I know he's going to be vital for Man United, but I just don't know if it's what's going to be a difference maker. Højlund, 9 goals in 32 games, 70-something million. That doesn't impress me. I'm going to wait to see. That doesn't impress me one bit. You might as well just go buy Lukaku. Let's see. He might prove everybody wrong, hit the ground running. Amrabat is always going to be good, but I think, well, how old is he? 28?
Yeah, but he's needed. He's needed.
He is needed. He is needed. Because Casemiro, as we have seen in a few certain times, has been bypassed in terms of his speed.
To be fair, Amrabat's not much quicker than him.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but having a double pivot of them would be pretty decent.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not going to happen.
Why not?
Trust me, it's not going to happen. Ten Hag is adamant that he's playing Casemiro. It will be either Casemiro or Amrabat and Mount in Bruno, which is going to piss me off all season.
No, but that's the thing. You need a big squad now because every game can't be the same thing. You won't always have to play Amrabat and Casemiro. There's no need to play Amrabat and Casemiro versus Luton.
No.
There's some games where you don't need to play, but there's some games, especially away from home, especially with all the big sides now that there are. I call it a top 10, especially away from home. That's 10 games that you're gonna have to play. Even in the big games that you are playing at home, you probably go have to play Casemiro and Amrabat. So I think just bringing them in would be very vital. Andre Onana, very good signing. He's gonna be interesting. I want to see how he gets on. I like him in terms of he's what a modern day keeper needs to be. I think I was reading a report, goalkeeper report, that where they were talking about Raya, and they were saying, look, what people are looking now, saving the ball actually comes second. Using the ball for the big teams is actually very, very high on their list now. But that's where all start. That's where all the attacks start. You need to be comfortable. You need to relieve the high press that people do, and it's gone so high up on the list. It's virtually neck and neck with shot stopping. One thing I would say for Nana is that he's a good shot stopper, but he isn't the most comfortable in terms of handling the ball. He does look a bit
Yeah. He's got a mistake in him.
Yeah, he's got like what I would call a mistake. Is like he's got a mistake. Like, let's say if someone takes a shot outside the box, he might palm the ball not away from him outside the danger zone. He might save it, but he palm it into the danger zone.
I've seen him do it in the pre-season.
Yeah, and there's some shots that people would take that he doesn't gather comfortably. So that would be an area where he probably needs to really improve in. But on the ball, you might not get a better person on the ball than him.
There's not much better. I mean, he's up there with the Alissons and the Edisons in terms of on the ball.
Definitely above them, because I think he used to play that striker or something when he was younger. Used to play midfield or striker, so he's definitely there. So as I said, but it's hard to evaluate. So while those signings are all good, it's like you still have the likes of Anthony, Sancho, Martial isn't ever going to be fit in his life. Bruno, balance. That's what I'm looking for. Balance. This team isn't balanced yet. Like, what? There's still time in the transfer market. Like, what we guys need to be a little bit more balanced.
A miracle. A miracle. Like, this is what I said. Our transfer window is a weird one because I'm happy with it, but I'm more happy with the outgoings than the incomings. Don't get me wrong. I'm very happy with Onana coming in. We needed that. I'm happy with Højlund, but Højlund was supposed to be the second choice. The first choice was supposed to be Sugarcane, but it didn't work. So we should have been looking at Osimhen. But unfortunately, FFP is kind of put us in handcuffs and adding the fact that them Bumberholes, the Glazers, are still at the club. So when you put all that together, that's why we're in the predicament that we're in. Mason Mount, waste of time. English Bruno that doesn't score. I say it all the time. Waste of time. He's shit. He's going to make us worse. I understand what Ten Heisenberg is trying to do. He's trying to do the Liverpool thing where it's going to be the counter press and on the counter attack. But to be able to do that, you have to have clinical players. And our two most clinical players in front of goal, one's injury prone and the other one is having protests against him coming back. So it's like, it's all well and good going down the Liverpool route, but you had to bring in the players that are going to finish the chances, and we haven't done that. So what we're gonna see from us is there's going to be a lot of counter-attacking, but the end product is going to be rubbish, especially against the big teams. And with Ten Hag going with Casemiro, Mount, and Bruno, it is going to be some of the most frustrating and horrible football that I'm going to watch since Oli, because there's going to be no ball retention, there's going to be no triangles, there's going to be no passing the movement. It's literally going to be get the ball, kick it long, and try and get in behind with Rashford, Anthony, and Højlund when he's fit.
But that's what he wants to, because what Ten Hag is doing now, he's doubling down on the way Man United want to play, which is transitional football. I think he's going to get away from possession-based unless when he really needs to against the smaller sides. But Man United right now is all about that quick, fast transition. And that's why he bought Mount. He knows Mount isn't there for the possession game, isn't there for the triangles, isn't there for the, isn't there for the patterns of play and all that. It's all about, and this is essentially how we played with Ajax in the Champions League. It's all about getting the ball back to front as quick as possible. And that's why these players have come in. Even Højlund that came in. He's not a striker that's here for the hold-up play.
No. Bro, his hold-up plays worse than Haaland's.
Yeah.
Like, he's literally there for the transition football. But my whole thing is, and don't get me wrong, obviously, we don't know what's going to happen in the Premier League, but my biggest concern is that we're going to do this, it's going to work, but because we can't finish, the other teams are going to punish us. And I'm not even talking about the big teams. I'm talking about the smaller teams, because the smaller teams are going to sit back and try and do the same thing that happened to us last season. And we haven't got the players to break them down. And then when we go up against...
Isn't your defense better? A lot of pressure was because De Gea kept kicking it long.
In terms of Onana, yes. I mean, I think Luke Shaw at left back solidified. Obviously, I love Varane and Martinez. Like that suits me fine. Right back is a problem, but it wasn't our biggest problem. We had to look in other areas. But looking at Wan-Bissaka and Dalot, if I could do the fusion dance between the two of them, I would, like Dragon Ball Z settings. So defensively, but the problem is, even in pre-season, I was watching Casemiro and people were running past him.
Yeah.
And it's like, if we're going to play, because when I watched the Lawns game, we had 5-6 players in the Lawns half. They would come and counter-attack. It would just be Casemiro in the back four, and Casemiro looked like a deer in the headlights. But unfortunately, this is what's going to happen when you have Mount and Bruno in front of you, because Bruno has no football IQ. His whole thing is, I'm just going to chase the ball. He's like a dog chasing a bone. That's him. Mason Mount, yes, he's going to run his socks off, but he's rubbish. So it's one of them ones where you're going to be carrying Mason Mount as well. So Casemiro's going to end up, bro, it's going to be painful. That's why Amrabat is needed, because especially in the big away games, remember our away record against the top 10 was abysmal. I think we got a draw against Tottenham and a draw against Chelsea away. That's it. I think we lost to everybody else. We literally lost to everybody else away from home.
Yeah.
So I don't want to see in the second game of season, I don't care if they've lost Kane or not, away at Tottenham, we're playing Casemiro, Bruno, and Mount. Because that tells me Ten Hag, you haven't learned from what happened last season
Mm.
when you went to City and tried to do this thing and we got absolutely destroyed.
Yeah.
So when I look at it, 2 or 3 more players need to be brought in, but it's not going to happen.
Mm.
So we have to work with what we got. But I think we've got enough to finish 4th. And I'm excited to see Onana. I'm excited to see Højlund. I'm excited when Amrabat comes in. I'm not excited to see Mason Mount. It's going to hurt my soul watching him play football. It's going to hurt me because I know this guy is not what we needed, especially when the likes of Maddison went for 40 million. Tielemans was there on a free. There's so many other players that we could have bought in. I would have rather spent 100 million on Caicedo than bringing Mason Mount. Caicedo runs as well. Caicedo runs as well.
I think Mason is going to be all right. I don't think he's going to. I don't think he's going to be as bad as people think. But I just don't think he's going to be a game changer either. That being said, I just want to touch on something that's very relevant. It's been what? 5 years?
5 years.
5 years since Harry Maguire.
Oh my Lord.
Put on that famous red shirt. What is this legacy of now that I think he's close to an exit? I think it was 30-something million, but you guys are paying him 6 million for some reason. I don't know why.
Listen,
I don't know why.
Yeah, it's a payoff. It's a payoff. We have to.
I don't know what Freemason this guy knows or what family that he's part of, but he is truly the most powerful man in football. Formerly was Mina Raiola, rest in peace. But yeah, the legacy of this guy is like, are you sad to see him go? Like, is there almost a piece of sadness in you that he's finally going to be leaving? I know there's sadness in everyone else. I know there's sadness in me. What is the legacy of HM5?
Bro, the legacy of HM5 is he is the greatest player to ever be shit at football. That is what he is. The greatest player to ever be shit at football. This guy, and the one thing I have to respect is that this guy played the system, because how this guy got out of youth football is beyond me. Like, when you look at him, you are like, this guy actually got out of youth football, right? Went to an academy somewhere. I don't care if it was in League 2. He went to an academy and then got to Hull or whatever it was, then got to Leicester and then finessed everybody and got to Manchester United. I think this is the greatest story of a man that has to be shit at football and got to the top. I don't think there's been a greater story. And there's been some great ones. You have had Titus Bramble, Jason Roberts, Luke Chadwick. Bro, HM5 beat all of them in terms of where he got to. And he wore the captain's armband. And it wasn't, someone's injured, you wear it. He was captain of Manchester United. You have to respect the finesse, bruv. This guy is better than the Nigerians doing 419s, bruv. That is how good HM5 is. But realistically, all jokes aside, bro, his legacy is nothing at this club. He won't be remembered. He'll be remembered by opposition fans for all that he done for the opposition teams when he was on the football field. But in terms of Manchester United, nobody is going to remember this guy. He's not a legend. He's not even a cult hero. He's just a guy that got to Manchester United. I think people remember Quinton Fortune more than they'll remember Harry Maguire. Simple as.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I've not seen. Have you seen his highlights? Go on YouTube, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Go on YouTube. You look at
all his highlights are assists that he's done for the opposition.
But the highlight is about 2 hours long. There's a movie on Harry Maguire just full of him doing bloopers. Like, I'm looking at someone like Skodran Mustafi, Titus Bramble. They've only got like 1 minute work, even if that 45. 1 minute, probably 1 minute 30 or so. Harry Maguire goes on for at least 20 minutes of him just doing poor defend. I don't know how he's managed to outlive so many managers.
As you said, he knows the powers that be. He
Yeah,
knows the
I'm
powers
sure
that
of it.
be.
I'm sure of it. Like, man, even bust case in Greece that no one talks about. Man threatened the police and he somehow get away with it. Apparently, he had someone made a phone call like he was Jack Reacher and said, you know, man gave him that Jack Reacher speech. Like, no, get. Like, I don't know where he gets it from, but as an Arsenal fan, I'm really sad to see him go.
Bro, listen, listen, shout out to David Moyes, bro. Well, listen,
Yeah,
David Moyes deserves his
that needs
statue
to
in
be
Manchester now.
investigated because I'm sure you can't be saying former manager to do us a solid and take people. Harry Maguire for 30 million. Now you need to be paying it. Well, you did pay for him to leave, but you should have been paying West Ham 30 million to take him. Like, I'm sorry.
Nah. Listen, David Moyes knows, bro. David Moyes, shout out to you, bro. Doing the Lord's work in that. Like, honestly, like David Moyes, get your statue outside Old Trafford because this is better than the treble for us. This is better than the treble for us getting rid of Harry Maguire. And David Moyes is a solid, bruv. Best Scotsman, better than Fergie for taking Harry Maguire, bruv, 100%. And if he was to put up 40 million for McTominay as well, by all means, go ahead. I'm telling you.
Harry Maldini will miss you. He'll miss you.
Oh man. But look, listen. In terms of United, just to wrap up, listen, I this is the most confident that I've been about United since Fergie.
Yeah.
To have me actually say we should finish in the top four is a luxury in itself and win the trophy.
Mad. I just cut this clock. Man's actually saying top four.
We should. As I said, if Chelsea get Lavia and Caicedo, conversation changes. But as of this moment in time, with the squad that we have, and I trust the manager. That's the thing for me. As much as I hate the Mason Mount signing, and I don't think we have enough, I trust Ten Hag. And don't get me wrong, it's not that I'm not blind. I've criticized him. The away record against the big teams needs to change. Needs to change the team when we go away from home. You can't be trying to play the same team that we play at home away. Tactically, it needs to change a little bit as well. And I understand that his hands have been tied because, as I said, the Glazers are still there. FFP has got us in a little bit of a tight squeeze. I don't think many people know that we got done by FFP the other day for a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So when I look at it, I'm like, all right, cool. But I trust him and I'm excited enough in what we've got. And especially for the outgoings, the players that he's getting rid of. Yes, I'm a little bit upset we're losing Fred, but Donny's going out on loan to Sociedad. Obviously, Phil Jones is gone. Twanzebe's gone. Elanga's gone. Who else is gone? Harry Maguire is about to go as well. Someone else. Who's the other one? Oh, Tellez is gone. I think Bailly's just agreed with Trabzonspor as well. So in terms of the outgoings, I think he's doing great business, getting rid of a lot of dead wood. Don't get me wrong, I like Donny, but it just didn't work. It's one of them ones that just didn't work out for him. So I have no issue. So if we can get rid of all those players, bring in an Amrabat and see if we in the last bit if we could bring in another midfielder. Because when I think about it, if we get rid of all those players, we'll have Cass, Mount, and Bruno as the first three, and then our second three, because Mayno's out, will just be Amrabat and McTominay. So we're gonna need another centre midfielder in. Obviously, if Harry Maguire goes, we're gonna have to bring in another centre back. I think we're looking at Tobido. I don't want Benjamin Pavard, bruv. That guy is slower than Maguire, bruv. Like, he's slower than Maguire. I don't want him.
I don't rate him at all.
Nah. But if we can get those out and bring in 3 more signings, I know centre forwards out of the question, but if we could bring in 2 midfielders and a centre back, I think that's a brilliant window considering what we've done in previous windows in terms of not getting players in, paying over the odds, and not being able to get players out. But yeah, top 4 and FA Cup is the requirement for me this season. If we don't get top 4, it's a disappointment. It's a disappointment, and it's a big disappointment considering where we are and the fact that this is going to be his second season, so he's had the experience. Not a disappointment. Not enough for me to say sack him, but it will be a disappointment.
So that's what I'm saying. Just very quickly, if there's no trophy and you finish outside the top 4, What does that do?
It's a blow. It's a very big blow. But I think he'll get away with it only because we know that the squad isn't there yet. And as I said, it all depends on what other people do. As I said, if Liverpool were to get Lavia in, if Chelsea were to get Caicedo in, and we missed out on top four to City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea, I think it could be accepted because everyone else is much better than us, even though obviously Chelsea trying to glue a team together and whatnot, and it's all new. But obviously they got the one game a week, so that benefits them. Yeah. But say, for example, we lost the top four to a Tottenham and a Newcastle, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable, and that can't happen. I think it's unacceptable either way, but there's levels to it, and it will be a massive disappointment. He'd be under immense pressure for the next season going in.
Yeah.
But I think that if the Qataris were in, by then he'd get backed one more time. Yeah. And we go from there. So it's a little bit, it's different levels, but it's a similar situation to Arteta where it's like, let Ten Hag keep on building and try and do something. And if it doesn't work out this time, we'll go again. But because, and it's a bit of a curse, but because of what he's done last season, the expectations is you do it again. And I trust him. So I'm hoping that it goes well, and I'm hoping that we get top four. It's going to be horrible football to watch, but I'm hoping that we can scumbag our way into the top four.
Fair enough.
But listen, people, we got to wrap up there. Listen, Rock. I just looked at the time.
Happens when I'm back.
I'm telling you, bro. Listen, the truth back, people. We can go on for ages. I'm telling you. But listen, let us know what you think in the comment section. Let us know what you think about the Caicedo and Harry Kane situation. Let us know what you think about where Chelsea are getting this money from. Let us know what you think about where Liverpool got their money from. Don't ask me how that happened when they're building a new stadium as well, bro. Like, it's crazy. Let us know what you think about Arsenal, where you think they're going to finish. Is the expectation that they're going to win everything? Are you with the truth and that the quintuple is coming? Or do you think that Arsenal are just not quite there yet and it will be second or third in the league with a trophy? Is a trophy minimum required for Arsenal? Let us know what you think about United. Where do you think they're going to end up? What do you think about the transfers that have happened for United so far? What do you think about the squad? Where do you think they will end up? And is a trophy a minimum requirement for United as well? And let us know what you think about HM5 and how good it is to finally see that he is going to leave Manchester United and no longer wear the Manchester United shirt. Shout out to the West Ham fans. I know you lot are excited to see HM5. So shout out to you lot. But people, as usual, before we go, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up, get the subscription up. As I say all the time, share. We are here. Make sure you smash that like button and don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. I want to say thank you very much. And listen, it's been a pleasure to welcome back the truth. Thank you very much, sir.
It's been a pleasure, man. Hopefully I'll be on a bit. I got my room now. So solitary, I love it. So yeah.
Oh, you need to be getting in from work at normal time, bro. Normal time is like 8:30 starts. 8:30 starts. Because I'm normally on location. This is a luxury, me being at home and recording.
Oh, fair enough.
But people coming up next week, Athletics Talk will be coming back. I'll be back on with ST before the World Championships next weekend. Obviously, Footie Chat will be back. We're going to be trying to be getting out a lot more content. I'll be back with 2 for Fight Talk. Can't remember which card we're doing for UFC. I'm not too sure. And listen, people, as I say to you all the time, encourage these guys to jump on without me, bro. Like, certain time, I just need a break. Like, I keep telling these guys, they got the keys to the thing. Like, jump on whenever they want. I'm not fussed, bro. I'll be in the background, do whatever I need to do in terms of getting it out, bro.
Me and ST, we do a few, fam. We do a few.
Yeah, man. Listen, when you lot are ready, just jump on, bro. Like, jump on.
In fact, fam, I'll do a solo one because obviously my time is a bit mad. So just give me the thingy.
Yeah.
And I can jump on and do a solo.
Yeah. And I'll sort that out. Listen, I'm all for it, bro. I keep telling these guys, them lot to do the F1. because that one definitely leave me out. I don't do F1.
F1's dead so far, man.
Yeah.
That's just a one season thing, like.
But listen, people, stay safe out there. Be safe. Obviously, Premier League's back. Haaland scored 2. He's going for 50. And we'll see Arsenal. Wow, this will be going out tomorrow. So we'll see Arsenal later on today. And we'll see United on Monday. But listen, stay safe out there. Be safe. And we shall see you very, very soon. Peace.
Peace.